Now, our feature presentation.
This is Ed McMahon. And now,
Here's
Andrew Z. How about that Andrew Z? I said Andrew Z. In the morning, it's time to wake up. Andrew Z. In the morning, yeah. Come on.
Good morning, everyone.
that was me. Sorry.
Right. It is Wednesday, January 6, 2021. Gonna have a busy show today. We got Demetrius Nicodemus, Eastside Southside Gina, Chris Tiefel, Donnie P. I'm Andrew Z. Let's do this.
Andrew Z. In the morning.
Woo!
I logged in as a guest instead of a host, so now I'm just a peon.
You're the host. You're
in
the
the
guest.
broadcast. I know. I'm just a guest. Tiefel's in the center square today, apparently.
X gets the square.
Yes, for the block.
Yeah, you gotta fix your mic, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't help me at all.
What doesn't help you?
But
Hey guys, this was our pre-show every freaking morning. Just so you know, this is exactly
Just
how
tell
it
me
goes
to
down.
fix my mic doesn't tell me up, down, anything.
You know what's so funny? It's like a mechanic walking up to you and going, "Bro, you need to fix your car." Well, I'm not a mechanic. That's why I'm here.
You gotta turn it on. I think it's not even.
But then Andrew's going to tell him, and Tiefel is going to argue.
Gonna lose his
and,
shit. Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're both impossible, and they're both right all the time. So every morning, I listen to this, and I sit here like, "Oh dear, sweet baby Jesus, I cannot."
Yes.
No, my mic is on. It says so here in the settings.
Sweet baby Ray. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It's not working.
It sounds like your computer mic.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like you have an onboard audio and not your audio that you're supposed to be using. Why does it happen with electronics? It always happens on a Monday. Today's a Wednesday, but it's really Tiefel's Monday because he's been at the office the last 2 days. When you don't touch anything, how is it you go off and then leave your shit set and then you come in on Monday and inevitably something's going to be screwed up? It happens.
And normally I blame the kids, but in Tiefel's case, I don't really know.
I don't know what his deal is. Well, I know for me, the baby woke up around 2:00 crying, and then Colleen woke up right behind that. Then Colleen went downstairs. Then it was 3:00. I couldn't go back to sleep, so I've been up since about 2:30, hanging out, having a good time.
Oh man,
this is going to be my most prepared and most awake show of 2021. Like I actually got stuff to talk about and everything.
Yeah, dude, that's good
awesome.
Afternoon. Good for you. You're like 4 hours into your day.
I know it. I should have talked about this. Damn. But I have moved everything up now, so I remember. What's going on, Donnie P? Sad news for your brownies.
Oh my gosh.
The coach has COVID. Of course.
Why is that funny? I don't know why I laughed at that. It's just the way you said it. I'm sorry. Because this almost insensitive. This looked very much like we have rehearsed this. Yeah. Like as soon as he mentioned the brownies, you flipped your hat forward. You understand? Like it was almost like automatic. He was like, your brownies, and then you were like, oh, yep, that's yeah. All right, let's do this.
Not only that, it's just that I mean, it's just what you expect from them. You expect this to happen.
It feels right.
In their biggest, it feels right. So, anyway,
even COVID knew they were the Browns. Right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know, dude.
Anybody but the head coach. I mean, oh man. I wouldn't wish COVID on anybody. But
with technology, can't you pretty much like people are doing shows in studio? And same. I mean, can't you pretty much with technology, or is it not allowed?
Well, no, because you have to throw down your clipboard and run onto the field a couple times in the game, and I don't think he can do that from home virtually.
Stefanski's pretty chill. He doesn't actually, no matter what happens, they cut to the sideline. He's got the same look on his face. They're saying like that's one of the reasons why they've turned it around, because he's just so steady. But no, we talked about that. You can't really do anything from, like, let's say why can't he quarantine and just have like a video screen on the sideline? Why can't he do that?
Right.
It's against the rules because there's too many ways to cheat. So like you can't have any kind of contact with anyone other than the coaches in the press box, and he can't obviously be at the stadium, and then the people that are on the sideline, because there's just too many opportunities to get information about what's going on the other team. Like, for example, you can't even watch a TV broadcast. Like, you couldn't even watch a TV broadcast and then relay information. Like, it's against the rules.
Because you would have so many angles to look at. Yeah. And, like, you could literally go, no, throw that challenge flag. Throw that challenge flag.
But if everyone's got the same thing, then why does it matter? I mean, you can't change the players on the field. So as long as you say, hey, you can do whatever you want, as long as you're not taking steroids or whatever and changing the actual outcome, it shouldn't care. Like if I'm watching the Fox News broadcast at home and coach the team, and I'm like, all right, Troy Aikman says we should be doing.
Andrew, this just shows so much about how you don't watch football.
You could have people in the stands close to the other side's bench, and they could actually hear what the coaches are talking about, and you could relay that kind of information.
But I don't think you could do that now. I mean, now they don't even let fans 6-7 rows close to the field. I mean, but you do have opportunity. I would see so many opportunities. You have angles that nobody gets to look at. You have, you get to look at what their defense was doing, prior to plays. That's crazy, but.
Well, I hear you, but I'm saying if everyone else can do that too,
but they can't.
Yeah, like for example, like let's say the GM or the owner texted a coach during the game. That's completely illegal. You can't text him, you can't call him, and I know that because the Browns got in trouble for it like 5 years ago.
Didn't the Patriots get in trouble for like filming the other side?
Yeah, well, that was
in trouble for everything. They are cheaters.
So there's Gina, what's going on with you? What you said? Something happened.
I went down an ADHD rabbit hole last night. So, like, one of the problems with ADHD, or not ADHD, ADD, is sometimes you get hyper focused instead of like not being able to. Once you zone in on something, like nothing can break you out of it. So I bought this bulk size of what do you call it? I'm so out of it right now, you guys, because I did not go to bed till 3 a.m. So, magic erasers, like this big, and this big, like book size. So, I was looking at my door the other day, like my front door, because I live upstairs, and I'm like, gosh, it's so dirty. Like it's because kids, but also it's a rental, and I don't remember. I don't think it was even cleaned properly. Like somebody probably wiped it down before I moved in, but I don't think it was like scrubbed. So like, all right, I'm going to do this door. And it came out so beautifully. Everybody thought we got a new front door. That's how also, that was yesterday. That's the day before yesterday.
Well, yesterday, that says either how well it worked or how dirty it was.
Right. Both are true. So I'm like, gosh, like now I'm sitting at my dining room table talking to my kids last night, and I can see the door, and everything around it now looks dirtier. And I'm like, shit, that looks
That's why I don't clean.
Bad. But right, if I should have never started, should have just left it dirty, but I did not. So last night I'm like, well, I'm just gonna do the doorway around the door. See, Demetrius, what ends up happening. So very long story short, the entire foyer going down to my front door, the stairs going up to my attic bedroom, and the hallway walls and all of the door jambs are all now beautifully gleaming white. And I'm freaking exhausted, and I had no idea. Like I get done and I go out. I didn't even say goodnight to kids or anything. I just got in the zone. I'm like, God, all the kids are in bed already, and I'm like, doing my thing. And I look over at the clock. And it was like 3 or 2 something a.m. And it was like like what the clock did the movie thing, like whoa, and I'm like, oh no, this is not happening. So I'm so tired, you guys, like ridiculously tired right now.
Well, it's funny. Colleen does the same thing, like because she's got the AD, whatever it is, the focusing. She either can't focus or she'll hyper focus.
Yeah,
we'll have a conversation and not know the. I'll be like, oh, I don't know what the answer is, whatever. And then 20 minutes later, I'm like, what are you doing on your phone? Well, did you know the? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you're still researching that crap. I mean, who cares? I forgot about it as soon as we talked about it.
And that's why I can't Pinterest or like go to YouTube, like the little, I got to stay away from the little suggested videos, because I'll go on to like look up how to fix something, and like 5 hours later I'm learning how to speak giraffe and I have no idea what happened in my life. It's awful.
Speak giraffe. Well, okay. I do have some breaking news. That 70s show star Tanya Roberts is confirmed is dead. She is dead.
Are we sure this time?
24 hours after all the confusion, she is absolutely 100% dead this time. And I mean, obviously sad news, I guess, but yeah, she
she's the only one who gets to talk shit to Jesus. You sound like a munchkin in The Wizard of Oz when they confirm that the witch is dead. really dead.
So yeah, they talked about that she died on Monday, but and her boyfriend went on television and did an interview, but now it turns out she actually really is dead. So
on Tuesday he went back and smothered her because he was like, make me a liar, bitch.
So yeah, so that's an update on that story. Let's see. I wanted to do another. Anyone else?
This is 4 hours of prep. Andrew. Yeah, this is 4 hours of you getting ready.
I'm some good stuff coming. Good stuff coming, baby.
Hold on, I just got home from work. Did you appreciate the foyer? That's all I want to know. I just want to know. Did you appreciate? Did you when you walked in?
Look. He didn't look. No, he didn't look.
Oh, he's so lost right now. God damn it. That was pointless.
Yes, blinded. It was. And now it's going to make you pissed because he didn't notice the foyer. I know this crap. I know what this trap is.
Mm-hmm.
So I can tell you what. Did you notice the cupboards? What?
Go ahead, Donnie. What?
He looks scared. Like, oh no, what did I miss?
Mm-hmm.
I just finished season 3 of Cobra Kai last night. Is anyone else on this wagon, on this train? Nope, just you.
I've heard mixed reviews. I have not watched it, but some people say they loved it, and some people said it was terrible. So I don't know.
Well, that's why it's so good. It's super cheesy. It's I mean, it's like one of those shows. It's kind of like in on the joke. You know what I mean? It's a continuation of the whole. They call it the Miyagi verse, of the Karate Kid.
Do they call
it that, or is it just you? I've heard it.
I've heard
it. Well, because I'm so obsessed, I've fallen into these forums and rabbit holes, and so that I've watched the show. So now all I can do is read forums and watch videos and interviews. Like that's how deep I am. That's how much I love it. Wow. Like I have to remind myself it's not real. Like Daniel LaRusso is a character. He's not a real person. This isn't real, but I mean it's amazing. It's the best show I've ever watched.
Really?
In my life. I'll tell you that. Yeah, it's fantastic.
All right. We'll have to check.
I can't believe it. So no one in this show, no one on this panel has watched it.
Can I stopped watching after the first season.
Donnie, I love you to death, and I'm pretty much on board for most of the things that you suggest to me, but even that glowing review still doesn't make me want to watch Cobra Kai. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, but I can tell that you haven't watched it. So
he's mad. He's mad, but he's mad.
Yeah, because I feel like there's something that Cobra Kai would either a space in my brain it would take up that I would need later on for something maybe groundbreaking like Pop-Tarts, and And I don't want to take the chance that it would fill that space.
Right.
You're afraid. You're afraid of how much in love you would fall with it. That's what it is. You can't let your guard down like Johnny Lawrence.
And for me, I can't. I couldn't risk taking some more of my brain up because I would lose the cream of wheat recipe.
Right.
And
don't ever take Andrew seriously on television. All right, this is the guy that watches Dancing with the Stars for fun.
All right? That's a good show. I would literally be afraid that watching Cobra Kai, I would forget what all the racist trademark things would look like Aunt Jemima or Uncle Ben. Like all those images would be pushed out of my brain, and I would be sad.
Yeah. Well, and the problem is you can't take that chance because you don't know what's going to be pushed out. It might be some of the most important stuff you've ever had in your head.
You guys have smooth brains, don't you?
What?
You could walk in and totally not know your kids' names.
I love that Johnny got that one.
That might be the best joke that's ever been said on this show. That was a biology joke, you guys.
I just think they did my man Johnny Lawrence dirty.
Why?
Well, they made him a washed up has been, and that's not where the Karate Kid goes at the end of those movies. Oh. He goes to great, and then they made Ralph Macchio a used car salesman.
Dude, maybe that's why I love it. That's
Johnny being a car salesman.
I mean, honestly, you make the Karate Kid a car salesman. I mean, what else could you ask for? No, I feel like you guys are baiting me to start explaining the show. Why I love it.
Please don't. Okay,
just give it a try. Just give it a try. Is all I can say. It's amazing.
By the way, Tifel, this is the best. Right now is the best you've sounded in 2021. The entire year, this is the best that you've ever.
Yeah, I haven't been taking your opinion, so we're good.
You guys, they continued this argument in our private chat. In studio, I cannot with these two. It's awful. It's terrible.
It's literally one thing from him and one response from me. You're making it sound like it's a freaking epic battle.
Oh, I mean, it's as epic as two fat dudes can have virtually.
So Sugar Vermont, who of course part of the show, but her and I had a little convo back and forth the other day, and this is going to be very beneficial to a lot of listeners and viewers out there because I'm going to give you some wisdom that you are going to cherish for the rest of your life. If you've been excited. If you've been in many relationships, failed relationships, if you've loved and been dumped many times, if you don't understand why that you're like, why? What's wrong? I'm a catch.
No,
what is wrong?
You're not.
I already know I'm not.
You're not. You're not.
So
you're not.
I'm waiting for someone. I'm just looking for someone to find the body at this point.
So Sugar. This mutual acquaintance of ours, we're having a three-way convo, text or whatever. And then Sugar says, what's Channing's last name? I need to stalk him. And then we find out his last name. And Sugar says, there's no way that's his real last name. And it turns out it is his real last name. And Sugar goes, he's cute, but not crazy hot. I shall stalk him, but only a little. So I said, but that makes him gettable. That's why you're single. Stop going after 10s. You need to be in that 5 to 6 range. And then Sugar goes, oh, wow. First of all, everyone is gettable. I have mystical pheromones. He's a 75, but he's traveled the world, which means he has money, which makes him a 9. Simple math. So here's my point is that people like Sugar, and there are many out there that you have to stop if you're having tons of relationship problems. Now, some people want to be single, so this doesn't apply to you. But if you're wanting to be in a relationship, but only in failed relationships, the reason is you are searching too high. You need to look in the mirror and be honest with your assessment of yourself. And I'm not talking about just the actual mirror, but I'm talking about your proverbial mirror as well, meaning the whole you. Yes, you have a great personality and someone should love to be with you. Sure, that's great. That doesn't make you a 10. That was one portion of your personality. There's all kinds of things that go into this. So if you can't have an honest assessment with where you are, and if you're a 5 or 6, then that's what you need to be going for. It's 5 or 6s. If you're a 5 or 6 and you're attracted to 9 and 10s, and you focus
Who
on
isn't attracted to 9 and 10?
I know, but I mean, if you focus on them like you have a chance, like they're obtainable, you're going to continue to get your heart broken. It's okay to admire a 9 or 10 from afar if you're not a 9 or 10, but to then think that you're going to get them and continue to stalk them and have, and go after them, you're going to continue to get your heart broken, because even if they do end up with you, they're going to bang you and leave you when a 9 or 10 comes along, because you're a 5 or 6. You need to, and again, it's not just physical. It's taking the whole person and knowing what you are in the world. Like people.
Andrew, I got a question for you.
Wait, Gino, go ahead.
Simple math, all right?
I just want to point out to everybody listening that this advice is coming from a 5 or 6 who pulls 7s, 8s, 9s.
Thank you.
So take this with a grain of salt. Andrew is not attractive and pulls attractive women, mostly with personality.
Are you about to argue that Colleen and your ex-wife are not in the 8 to 10 range?
But this is your fatal flaw. It's
not couch right there.
You guys are caught up on just looks. I'm talking about the whole package. What are you? And
so am I.
Because I'm a 9. 9 to 9.5, my whole package. Now, if you're taking physical, sure, I may be a 9, but when you take a whole 9.5, so I know where I am. Like, Tifo, where do you think you are, honestly, as a whole package? Not just your looks, but what do you think you are as your whole?
I'd say a 6 to 6.5. I'd say a 6 to a 6.5.
Okay, so then, as long as you are going for 5 to 7s, you're not going to get your heart broken. But now if you step up above that, then you're setting yourself up for heartbreak. Go ahead, D. What are you going to say? What? I'm being honest.
He's not going to say anything. He can't talk. He's laughing too hard.
Oh my God, I had to wipe the tears from my eyes.
And that's why I've seen plenty of uglier dudes than me with far more attractive women and the same amount of money.
Here's the crazy thing is like there is a nugget of truth in what Andrew is saying. There is like the general concept of what he is saying is generally true. What he has surrounded it with makes the truth unhearable. like so regardless, he's like Bernie Sanders. It's like, I like the idea, but when you come at me like, we need to take everything from everybody, you're like, holy shit, so but there is that aspect of, you have to be real with yourself. Instead of saying, you know what, this is what I want, and listening to your friends who are like, you go get it, and you can have whatever you want, and you can do this, and you can do that, and if they don't like you, that's their problem. That's not the truth. If you don't have enough self-realization to say, what are the things about me that I need to work on so I can get me a 9 or a 10 that I want?
Yeah.
Instead of always being dicked over by 6s and 5s, then I need to look at myself and I need to wonder,
But here's the thing, D, is that even if you're going for 9s or 10s, you have a better chance of the dicking. You're going to get proverbial dicked around more often because they have other options. So you need to stay in your lane.
Everybody has other options,
right?
You're like a 5 or a 6 can get a 3 and a 2, and if that's their goal, if that's what they really want to do, then that's what's going to happen. But
I want to meet that person.
But like, the guy who's like,
preying on 3s.
Yeah, where you're like,
there's a whole,
you got a lazy eye, and your boyfriend cheats on you, and you're like, how the hell? And she's got 2 lazy eyes, and you're just like, bro. But But
there's a whole song from like the 60s, "Get an Ugly Girl to Marry You."
Yeah,
a whole song about it.
It's true.
They're literally, when you sit there and you listen to people who say, you know, I've been in bad relationship after bad relationship, and then somebody looks at them and goes, girl or bro, your picker's just wrong. It's not your picker, bro. It's you. You're wrong. It's you. You bring something toxic into relationships and then you make it self-fulfilling. You know, so that's just a thing. You need to work on you first. Yeah. Make yourself
I think we're both saying the same thing though in a way, because
mine just sounds better.
Yes, these I can sit and listen to, and yours I'm like, oh my God, this dude is talking.
I was sitting in my head, I was like, man, I really like what he's saying, but there was another part of my brain like, fuck this dude. What the fuck? Like, who the fuck is he to tell somebody they can't get somebody?
So one of the things I always say is be who you want to pull. So like if you want a 9, you have to you write down all the traits of the person that you want to be with, and then you strive to have those same traits or compatible traits. And then when you start doing that and you start self-improving, another thing that tends to happen is you tend to attract people that are like-minded, and then you get those people around you. So you have to be who you want to be with.
I'm sorry, but the great philosopher Paul Abdul once told me that opposites attract.
Yeah. Yes, and I do remember that wise man scat cat.
Hey, I can tell you from experience, just, you know, a guy that's dated everywhere from 1s to 10s.
I think you are the Jesse Jackson of dating.
I would say there's definitely some truth to that, but when it comes to long-term compatibility, it really has to do with chemistry and timing. Like when you meet someone, like when I used to you know, kind of help my friends that would have some trouble dating, like what sure way to fail is to pick a person and just focus on that person. Like, that's who I want to be with. Like, that's not how dating works. Like, you take a slow burn effect to it. You meet people, find out what kind of chemistry you have. For real stuff. Hey.
I
can see my past in Demetrius's mind. I can see the memories he's bringing up.
All I'm seeing and hearing is, look, man, you got to be open to other opportunities out there, right? Is that what that is? I mean,
yes, but I'm not saying don't go.
Like, if you're hunting, don't focus on one buck, because if another buck walks by, you could shoot the shit out of that one.
Here's the problem with what Gina was saying, though. You can't self-help yourself to a 9. Yeah. You're going to continue to look for you're going to continue to have rejection and heartbreak because their looks is a big part of it, whether it's 20%, 40%, 50%, 80%. If you're not a 9, then you're not going to be a 9.
I just ask?
You're happy with a good 5, a nice 5, a loyal, funny 5 or 6. If you're a 5 or 6, you don't want to. If you're going up above what you are, if that's what you're obtaining, you're just set. You might hit the lottery, but you're setting yourself up for a lot more heartatache.
But you said too that it's not all about looks, and now you're like, but it is about looks.
No, you didn't hear the
personality for me.
I said looks is a part of it, whether it's 20, 30, 40, or 50%. You can't make yourself look different. So, I mean,
for me, personality can take a 5 to a 9.
Have you met plastic surgery?
The biggest flaw to this logic is, let's say you're an 8 and you decide to date a 3, it should be guaranteed to work out and be a long-term relationship. And that's just not how our relationships work. They're hard, and it's work, and it's chemistry, and it's commitment.
Right. And why are you going to put in all this work for a 3?
They're all
yeah.
It's like when she argues with you, you're like, you know that you're a 3, right? I mean, what are you sitting here arguing with me and making my life more stressful?
I'm telling you, I tried that like a long time ago. I was like, you know what, this could be easier if I just date down a few levels. And there's the same issues. It's the same thing.
Yeah, because you know what? when you're an 8 and you're dating a 3, that 3 starts to think that she's an 8. And then she starts talking to you like she's a 9, and forgets that she's a 3. And then all of a sudden,
Exactly.
you're like, whoa, bitch, did you forget you're a 3? And she's like, you're with me, so I can't be a 3. And you're like, I was with you because you're a 3. I picked you because you limp. Do you understand?
And then she cheats on you with her 4 ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, you're
right?
like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm an 8. You had a fucking 8. What are you doing cheating on me? You dumb.
Because now
I don't know.
he's
8 just sounds conceited.
Whoa, Andrew just had a terrible
Hold on.
pretend argument there.
You had to let that out.
And you just got pretend stabbed, dude.
Pretend stabbed.
Holy shit.
Oh.
But more to Andrew's point here, where he's talking about it's a whole package. It's looks included, but all the other stuff you have to offer.
Right.
And like I found that not to be true. For instance, you guys know that Shell station up on Monroe in Secor with the huge lawn. So I'm there one evening filling up my gas, and there's a homeless couple out on the lawn having a little picnic. Yeah, it was a man and woman. And I pump in my gas, and I make eye contact with the woman, and I just kind of give her a little head nod, just acknowledgement that I saw her, nothing more.
Uh-huh.
But apparently she took it as something else and immediately started making out with the homeless dude, and making me think in my head, like, I have more to offer than like I could give you heat. I could give you shelter.
Oh my God.
and she was like, no, bro, I'm good.
She's like, no, I got my homeless 9. We're good.
You were aggressively rejected by a homeless person.
I know. So all I'm saying is that if you need to it's time to self-evaluate, and if you're having problems in the love life, just you need to have a real honest conversation with yourself. What are
He's
you
saying? If you're having problems, lower your standards. That's what he's saying.
Absolutely. I agree. If you're boiling it down,
I don't know how much lower my standards can get.
The Lord
pretty much pulse
you were hitting on a homeless woman, so there's nowhere else to go.
It's like math. Yes, Tiefel, 2 negatives do make a positive. -2 and a -2. Just
speaking of relationships, I don't know if you guys heard the news overnight, but Kim and Kanye are separated and are actually going to go through a divorce. They're going through counseling right now, but it doesn't look like their relationship is going to make it.
What?
Yeah,
those two. If they can't make it, right? Who really can? Damn.
After only 7 years, 2 kids, according to multiple sources, the Keeping Up with the Kardashian star, who's 40, is preparing to file for divorce from a rapper husband whom she wed in May of 2014. Quote, he knows that she's done. She has had enough, and she told him that she wants some space to figure out her future. He's 43. He's bracing for a filing, but doesn't know when it will take place. He's okay. He's sad, but okay. He knows the inevitable will happen, and he knows that it's coming soon. It will happen eventually, but
why doesn't he just beat her to the punch and file first?
Well, he doesn't. Obviously, she wants the divorce, and he doesn't. So there you go. They have the kids, and wait, they have more kids. How many kids?
Yeah, they have like 4, 3. I think.
Oh,
right?
geez,
4,
yeah.
4?
North 7,
4.
Chicago 2, Sons, Saint 5, and Psalm 2. And
part of the divorce proceedings, so the kids can get normal names now.
No. I can't wait for Psalm's first day at school, where somebody calls him Psalms. Here. Psalms. Are you?
They have 3 kids, right?
I named off like 4. Yeah.
They have. Okay, let's say they have a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
I pretty much called it when it became obvious he didn't want to get treatment for his issues.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, there's no way that marriage lasts that.
No, and you can't blame. I mean, you can't blame her. I mean, in this situation, she's obviously put up with a lot, and I mean,
it's hard to blame him too.
Come
Mental
on
illness sucks.
Yeah, no,
I hate to honestly, she didn't know what she was getting into. They didn't know each other beforehand. She didn't see manic behavior and all that other stuff. She knew.
But women can fix you.
Well, and sometimes when you're dating somebody, you see it, but you're like, you kind of hope that it's just to an extreme. Like it'll settle down. They think they
can fix it,
right?
In this day and age, like honestly, and I'll say it. I think he truly believes, and I think it's true that a lot of his inspiration is pulled from these manic episodes that he has. Mm-hmm. This is when he's the most creative, and it sucks. And when you're on that medication and you don't get to tap into that side of yourself that makes you who you are, that has become literally what you've become successful because of, and you don't hear that voice anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, would you take that medication?
Yeah, it's in his lyrics. It's a superpower, he calls it.
That's a super common thing for people with bipolar disorder. They don't want to take their meds because it takes away the highs and the lows, and they don't want the highs to go. They just want the lows to go.
Yeah, it's actually. I mean, I've had some close members of my family in similar situations, and it's one of those things where it's like you feel bad because you're helping them get treatment, but that their happiness is going to go away too because they're so high. They're living this reality that they've created, but they're happy, but they also believe that they are Christ or this, other famous people, or they create their own backstory, their own history, their own present. And it's like,
well, and
nobody ever comes back as like Chuck from New York in 1932. Like everybody's Joan of Arc or fucking Napoleon. Nobody ever comes back as like, hey, I'm John, the milk guy from fucking 1840.
You're right. Mr. Miyagi from the Karate Kid and Cobra Kai series.
Like, for real.
The delusions of grandeur is the why. They come back as these mythical or epic.
Yeah.
Like nobody ever has delusions of averager.
Delusion.
Here's some other hip hop news that's kind of sad. Producer Dr. Dre being treated for a brain aneurysm. According to his attorney Tuesday night, he's 55. He says
younger than I thought.
Don't say that. It's going to make me cry. Come on. Well, I saw a picture of him in this article, and he's so old. And it makes, I keep seeing all these people that I love.
Great.
I mean, okay. They look old.
His Instagram post says,
that's what black people look like when they get old and not shot. That is the natural progression of blackness when you allow it.
He says, thanks to my Instagram post, thanks to my family, friends, and fans for their interest and well wishes. I'm doing great and getting excellent care from my medical team. I'll be out of the hospital and back home soon. Shout out to all the greatest medical professionals at Cedar's One Love. The message Tuesday evening said.
He looks like Seal without all the scars.
He looks great.
And he does a great job. Go ahead, D.
Andrew, this is what I tell you. This is my advice to everybody who has money, right? Don't write a will. Do not write a will, because when you go down and people know you have a will, they're a little slower to respond. But if you go down and you got a lot of money and no will,
did you keep you alive?
You hit the ground and you just yell probate and watch how many motherfuckers run to make sure you don't die.
That is so. I didn't even think of that. Like they're gonna try to save you more if you don't have a will, because they didn't want to sort out all the bullshit.
Yeah.
But if the will it makes it cut and dry. They're like, he's sick. I mean,
we might as well just unplug him.
Right.
Run. I'm not even plugged in.
Had a good run.
He's made it clear his intentions. I heard him whisper to me, nothing extraordinary.
Yeah. Here's what he promised to me. It's written on a bar napkin.
Yes. But here's the thing that it's starting to worry me though, is people that are my age, which is, I mean, Dr. Dre pretty much is, that are in way better health are having medical issues, and I'm like, fuck, I got to do something because
what?
What?
I mean, that's what happens.
I know, but I don't know. There's been a lot of people in my news feed that have medical issues or have died, or it's like young people, like in their 50s.
I have a feeling the only thing keeping Andrew alive right now is denial. Like he just hasn't gone to the doctor in so long to find out what's wrong with him that it just isn't wrong with him because it hasn't been confirmed.
No, I go to yearly checkups. Like I have no health issues whatsoever, and here's why I think.
No health issues. The doctors never brought up.
No high blood pressure, no diabetes, no nothing. I have nothing.
Does he just every time he sees you go, God damn? Like, do you mind if I tweet some of my doctor friends about this? Like, does he ask you if he can brag about you? Are you like that first black woman who they stole her cells to cure cancer and shit like that? Are you that guy?
Here's what I think. Here's my my thesis on the whole thing. I've never smoked. We talked about how smoking is so bad for you. I've never smoked in my life. I've never drank in my life. I've never done drugs in my life. Like I've never done anything. I drink water all the time. And
judged right now.
Oh, so your body's boring.
Yeah, I think so. And that's all I can think of. What else could it be? I mean, obviously,
your body's like the nerd that shows up to the body party.
Yeah, no. Obviously, I'm a tad overweight. So and I'm still healthy. So I'm a scotch.
A scotch overweight, as the French would call it, a soupçon of poundage.
Yes.
I think
Andrew, when you stand on the scale, does it actually give you a weight or does it give you an error message?
I think it's helpful that he has like stick legs. And he's built like a lollipop because it averages everything out. He's only overweight from the waist up.
Yeah.
Normal, his
all
legs
the cholesterol goes to his legs.
His BMI mathematical equation.
Yes, it works. It works itself out. But I really think that not doing any of that throughout my whole life is one of the reasons.
Although on the opposite spectrum of this, we had a family friend who his entire life he did nothing but heroin and cocaine and eat fast food all the time. Mm-hmm. And then he got into his 50s and he decided, I'm going to get clean and I'm going to start eating healthier because I want to live longer. Mm-hmm. So he quit all the drugs, went to NA, started eating healthier, and then bam, 5 months later, diabetes.
I mean, that's
wait a minute. Are you literally saying he was better off being a heroin addict than getting diabetes?
I mean, the guy lasted 30 years.
Literally what you just said. Like he's sitting up at night, checking his blood sugar and going, you know what? I could be cooking shit up in a spoon right now.
It's like if you drive your car for 50,000 miles and don't do anything with it, and then you're like, well, I finally better take it to get an oil change. So you take it to get an oil change, and the next day the car dies, and you're like, see, I shouldn't have changed the oil. No, you dumb shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think the years of drugs could have something to do with the changing the chemical makeup
I'm telling you, he was other than the heroin use and the occasional cocaine.
He was from his professional medical opinion. That heroin addict was fine.
He was a super thin dude too, and then all of a sudden he just quit drugs, started drinking water and eating salads, and then boom!
Oh my god!
And now he's on the motivational speaker circuit, talking to heroin addicts about why not to quit. let me tell you what happens when you quit doing heroin, people.
You're right.
Besides the involuntary sucking a dick to get a fix, there is diabetes.
Oh my god, dude, that was funny. But because you see a lot of these old rockers now, like they're all clean, living healthy. You know,
and then they drop dead.
No,
they all forgot the whole die young aspect of their lifestyle choice.
I know.
Live hard and die very, very old.
Exactly. All right. So here's the other news. Sad news for a lot of people. Family Video is closing all the remaining stores.
When's the last time anybody's been to Family Video that you know?
Parents that want to rent porn and get free kids movies.
Have you ever heard of Pornhub? You guys have all been to Family Video in the last 5 years.
In the last couple months.
Absolutely. The last couple of months.
Yeah.
Have you heard about Fire Sticks? Have you heard about
like 5 years ago, Ashley and I were driving with the kids, and we passed the one on Reynolds over there in Maumee, and it was like, let's go in there. Let's go in there for old time's sake. Let's rent every single movie just to keep the dream alive, just to keep the thing going, just to make sure that we still have this option if we need it. And we walked around for an hour, and then we left without a video. And I was like, well, it was a good run. It just doesn't work.
Well, because you couldn't agree on something.
You can't argue to shop local and support local and then be like, Family Video shutting down.
I tried, man. It's just like, because when you're online and you're browsing, I'm a browser. Ashley's not a browser. She just wants to watch something. I could look through every title for an hour and a half before picking something to watch. And you go to a video store and it's the same way. You just got to look, and there's just so much. There's too many choices, and you just walk out.
There's something fun about you go to the video store, you get a video there, the kids get to pick out a video, you pick out 5 because you think you're going to watch all 5 in a marathon, you end up only watching 1, they all get back late.
Because like you rent the first one for like $3, and then they throw in the next 5 for like 50 cents.
Right.
and then like the 5 that they gave you have like 5-day return policy. The one that you rented has to be returned in 2. Do you really think I'm gonna fucking set this one aside and go, this is my 2-day DVD, these are my 5-day DVDs? Guess what, bitch? You're getting them all back in 10 days.
I know.
Shut up.
And I'm never going back to the store because I'm not paying the late fees.
Yeah, and I'm going to look at you like you know that I owe you money. I'm going to walk in and be like,
hey.
I remember I saw a sign in the Family Video window, and it was like CBD oil sold here, snacks and munchies and movies, and I was like, man, that's kind of genius, but it's still not going to work. Like, it was like their last like grasping at straws.
Didn't they also hook up with Little Caesars? Like, everywhere there's a Little Caesars, there's a Family Video.
Yes, pretty much.
It's like a pothead hub. I don't understand it. You can get video games, movies, and grab a $5 pizza.
Yeah, but then they forget to return the movies. It doesn't work.
So what? Who cares?
That's the problem, though. You forget to return them, and then you never go back because you have the late fees. So then you try to go to a different location.
Well, I don't know if you guys remember, Blockbuster used to have a thing where if you didn't return it by a certain time, you buy the movie. They'll charge you for the whole movie.
Yes.
So when I was like,
does.
Yeah, like 15 years ago when I was single, and I'd have like people over and they'd check out my movie collection. They'd all say Blockbuster. I'm like, did you steal this from Blockbuster? I was like, no, I rented it, and then I liked it, so I kept it. Every movie I rented was like $27.
Oh my God! All right,
I'm on the rent-to-own plan for this.
Yes.
All right, a couple other things. The Walleyes have opted out of the 2020-2021 season due to COVID, so they're taking the year off.
Didn't we figure that out when they didn't play in 2020?
I don't know. They just announced it.
Well, that's
last season.
Yeah, but I think there were some people were finishing up the hockey season is like it's mid-season right now.
Oh.
So I think that they were left it on the table to play later, like football, basketball. They did later.
Right, and then they decided to opt out.
And now they pulled it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Let's see what else. A Findlay man arrested for his 7th OVI offense. 7th.
That is commitment to a bit.
Yeah. Trinell Dwayne Foster was arrested for his 7th OVI offense in 15 years. He was pulled over for going 83 on I-75 near the County Road 99. During the stop, troopers determined he was under the influence. He's been arrested 7 times. impaired driving is obviously a serious offense. So the cops are like, "Come on, what are you doing right now?"
Did you hear about the guy a couple years ago on New Year's Eve?
No.
It was a town south of us here where he got pulled over at 1 a.m. and charged with got taken back to the station, charged with a DUI, but they did like a release thing because it was like a first offense form or something like that. So they took all his stuff and everything, and then they just let him go. Then the clocks changed at 2:00, and he had gotten back into his car and got pulled over by the same cop for another DUI. So he had 2 charges of a DUI on the same day at 1 a.m.
Wow. Time travel.
That's weird.
Okay, some other news stuff. We got to talk about politics. I saved it till the end.
Yes.
Oh, yay!
Politics stuff is very important.
That means you guys don't get to hear about my cool house.
What do you mean?
Oh,
I found a house.
You're gonna buy? You're buying?
I here. Let me show this to you. I think everyone will appreciate this house.
All right.
It is a lovely little country home, right? This house is out in Vermont. It features 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, and 7 jail cells.
7 what?
7 jail cells. So look at that. Isn't that
home.
beautiful? Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this place. It's nice.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's quaint. And then we get down to the basement where we now have where they go. There they go. The jail cells.
What the heck?
What is it?
That's perfect for people.
Apparently, this place served as the Essex County jailhouse until 1969, and the house was for the jailer.
That's creepy.
And he kept prisoners in his house?
Apparently.
Well, yeah.
I'm so confused.
So it comes on about an acre of property. Got 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, and a place to keep the wives.
Why do I think that is a perfect spot for Tifo?
Oh my gosh.
If Tifo were to buy a house, that would be the house.
You know what I did the other day, you guys? I was like in the bathroom and I bent over to pick something up. And you know how sometimes you swing your leg out behind you when you pick something up? Or it might be a fat thing. I don't really know. And I smoked the toilet with my Achilles tendon, and it was like 100 times worse than my funny bone. And it felt like I got electrocuted all the way up my leg to my hip. It hurt so bad. So like I made a lot of weird noises and just these very primitive guttural sounds and like did the try not to cry but I was crying anyway. It hurt so bad, you guys. I swear I'd rather have my funny bone hit 100 times than do that one time ever again. It was awful.
I thought you were going to say you kicked the toilet and broke it, Cobra Kai style. Stop it, Donnie.
So bad. It's still 2 days later. It's still tender. I have a lot of stories I can use to distract Andrew for 5 minutes. You guys, let's do that.
Donnie, we are not going to the Cobra Kai.
Hey, Andrew, are you a Celine Dion fan?
I'll plant enough seeds.
Donnie, how? Tell me, why do you love Cobra Kai so much?
Hey, Andrew, tell me, are you a Celine Dion fan?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Are you? I don't know if you're as big a fan as Thomas Dodd, who over watching her concert on Christmas got so drunk that he paid the €89 price to legally change his name to Celine Dion.
Mr. Dion.
I remember my Celine Dion story. So Jimmy Ham, who passed away, of course, he was on the show, and he and I were in Saginaw, Michigan, and we had a chance to go to Celine Dion's first show at Caesar's Palace. So like they picked like certain people throughout the country, radio people. So we got to go. So Jimmy and we get flown to Las Vegas to Caesar's Palace, and the show. Jimmy is like anal. He's like, if we're gonna be there at 7:30, he's gonna be there at 7:10 and whatever. So we had to be there like 7:30. It's like 7:10, 7:15, 7:20. I'm like, it's right down the street. We're gonna get there. Don't worry. No, the doors close at 7:30. It says right here on the ticket. I'm like, they're gonna let us in. And so Jimmy's, no, I'm going. So I said, all right, well, fine, we'll go. So we get on the bus or whatever to go to Caesar's Palace. And then we get stuck in traffic. Jimmy's like, it is going to start. It's going to start. He's freaking out. He gets off the bus to walk to the Caesar's Palace because we can see it. But you know how in Vegas you can see things, but you're still really far
away.
But it looks like it's really close. So he gets out and he starts walking to Caesar's Palace. and the bus, we keep going past each other. Like he'll walk and then the bus will go and then he'll go past him and then the bus will stop in traffic and then he'll walk and we end up getting there at the same time. We were like 5 minutes late. They let us in and it was an amazing show. I gotta love Celine Dion. So all right, can I get it? We gotta get into this. It's very important.
Why do we have to?
You don't want to hear about this weird recall in Canada?
No,
yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
I've never wanted to hear TFL news so badly in my entire life as I do right this minute.
Democrats.
Look, let's just get it out.
The Democrats near majority as Raphael Warnock makes history with a Senate win in Georgia. This is big news because the Senate's 50-48, 50 Republicans, 48 Democrats. 2 Democrats were up in Georgia, and it looks like they're going to win both of them probably. One has been called for the Warnock. The Ossoff one is not called, but I mean, all the signs point to it's going to be 50-50, which means Kamala is going to be the deciding factor in the Senate, which gives the Democrats complete control of Washington, the House, the Senate, and of course the presidency. And here's the deal with the devil. Thank
you, Donald Trump. You're the best spokesperson we could have possibly had for this election cycle.
When an old white guy and a rich white lady lose to a black dude and a Jewish dude in Georgia, that shows how bad, dude, Trump is.
Okay, we can thank Trump, but in all seriousness, I know you're joking about thanking Trump, but in all seriousness, 100% seriousness, thank you, Stacey Abrams. She is a freaking superhero. If you don't know what she's done in Georgia, you have to look her up. The voters' right. She's amazing. That's a real life walking superhero, and she's making history right now. So I just want to say that since we're talking about politics, that Stacey Abrams is for real, like one of my all-time heroes in my life now.
Well, and here's the problem with the Republicans moving forward: is you can't disavow Trump because you need his base of people, but his base is never going to be a majority and it's going to continue to shrink. So you can't disavow him, but if you don't, you repulse all the majority of people. But you're in this quandary, like there's nothing that you can do. Like you're in such a shitty position.
You know what? I disagree. They are not in shitty positions. They chose these positions. They would rather have jobs than do what's right. And that is and that is how it is boiled down. I don't care what anybody says, if it's about economics or anything like that. Anybody in their right mind who looked at this and decided that this was the route that they wanted to go was not thinking about the best interests of this country. They were thinking about the best interests for themselves.
Deal with the devil. It was. I mean, that's what they've done, and now they're getting burned by the devil. So anyway, that's it. And then today is the day that they're supposed to close the electoral college and make it official. But Donald's saying that Mike Pence
said he goes, I can't do that, and he was like, yes, you can. He was like, I can't. The Constitution says I can't.
It sucks for Pence because he's proverbially. He's proverbially sucked Trump's dick for 4 years, and the one time he doesn't want to suck it, and now he's out the door. He's going to be kicked to the curb.
But it's not even that he doesn't want to; it's that he can't. Like he's like, I can't do that. Trump's like, can't or won't, and Pence is like, can't, and Trump's like, can't or won't.
Well, yeah, but Trump's saying take a swing at it. Trump wants him to take a swing.
Trump's like the teenage boy with his first girlfriend, just going, just a tip, baby. Come on, let's go.
Like he is. I don't think Donald Trump realizes
a rape reference.
I don't think Donald Trump realizes how much in jeopardy Mike Pence's deal with Izod is in jeopardy. He was going to be the spokesperson for the alligator shirts after this.
He had it. The Trump's fucked it up for him.
Yep.
All right. That's all the time we got. See, super busy. Look at that busy show. We rolled through it, had some fun. Donnie P, Chris Tiefel, Lisa Southside Gina, and Nicodemus. That guy.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks.
2:30. I am getting a little tired. I have to admit that.
Thanks.
See you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Come on!